level.
1,000 thanks to you for all that great knowledge. It was empowering.
When I was in the Navy, I went through a couple of quick land survival classes.
Thank you for being an inspiration and for all the work that you do.
I really appreciate the depth and detail of the information.
Thank you so much.
Much love and respect to you from all of us here in the boonies.
Thanks again.
Knowledge is power, and that power brings peace.
Folks, thanks for letting us help you get back to basics. Read all of the testimonials at ofthefield.com. You can order online for you and your loved ones or call 1-888-51-EAT-FREE to share in the secret.
So, the naked body scanners go in, 9,000 locations, getting telescreens at Walmart and malls with Janet Napolitano and government messages about spying on your neighbors. The last 6 years, they've trained local police in every county and city that domestic non-Al-Qaeda will start blowing up the courthouses everywhere. And then magically it happens. And I was watching Body of Lies with Russell Crowe and Leonardo DiCaprio this morning while I was jogging on the treadmill. And it was all about in the near future, Muslims blowing up soft targets. So the answer is, they've said, shopping malls, streets, checkpoints. Notice the government's like, we're getting ready. And then in every case, it's linked to the government directly. They're like, never mind about that. We're taking over right as the depression comes in, right as the implosion comes in. And here's the news. We'll get Alan Watts' take on it in real time here. That's how I knew they were going to blow up the World Trade Center months before. They were getting everybody ready and saying, when the attack comes, give your rights up. It's like a Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinking drill. Bomb squad at building near State House after mailroom employee injured. State FBI officials, not servants, officials, called the scene. Second explosion reported at Hanover office. So we got it in Baltimore and Annapolis. Correct, guys? The Maryland State House mailroom employee was injured Thursday afternoon while handling a package. An incident was being investigated by bomb squad, according to Annapolis city officials. Annapolis Fire Department's bomb squad was investigating the incident, and the state's bomb squad and FBI officials were on their way to the Jeffrey building on St. Francis Street, where the incident took place. Again, this is just now breaking. Continuing, fire crews, hazmat sent to MDOT, I guess Maryland Department of Transportation, Jeffrey building. Officials are investigating possible explosions at the Maryland Department of Transportation headquarters in Hanover and the state government building in Annapolis. Now the feds have tried 6-7 times the last few months to get Hispanic, black, white prison converts to Islam, converted by feds, to blow up Christmas trees and things. And even the mainstream media has called it setups, entrapment, but they're out there finding mentally ill morons. In a matter of days, I could find a homeless schizophrenic and get them to blow something up, hypothetically, if I wanted to. I mean, it's not hard. Give them whiskey and drugs and money. They'll do it. It's the same old story. But obviously, that wasn't working enough. So they may have gotten an actual lunatic to do this, or they may have done it themselves. Let's get Alan Watts' take on all of this as it unfolds. We do have a man arrested in Maryland terror bomb plot. And this was back in the 8th of December. Here's another one. Lawyer, FBI entrapped Baltimore bomb plot suspect. No way Antonio Martinez could have assembled the phony bomb intended to blow up recruitment centers. So we got a major operation already going in Maryland. Alan Watt, what's your take on this situation?
You're quite right. They can find whoever they want. And in fact, right after 9/11, the BBC had the top guy on from MI5 who was saying that if they keep putting up sites and putting up their own agents there to entice youngsters into these sites to carry out bombs for sting operations, they'll end up creating an actual organization, Al-Qaeda, which did not exist before.
Yeah, just like they can get kids to join the military and have their heads shaved and be brainwashed, the government posing with recruiters can recruit people to radical Islam.
Absolutely, too. And most of them are actually sting operations, and they supply the fake bombs. They get a bunch of youngsters there who've watched too many video games, and they're in on the plot, and they get caught red-handed with the goods, and they're arrested. So, see, if you're going to change the world into a war scenario, and this is the whole thing since 9/11. I said at the time, I said you're going to see rationing down the road, all the things that you see in warfare, even eventually refugees getting moved from one area to another. That will happen because they must get all the things that worked.
And that was in the UN report from Mexico last month, is that they are going to force move people for the earth.
Mm-hmm. And that is all part of it, a true war scenario, because they know the psychological impacts of all these things, how it has on the general populations. They buckle under even more. They do what they're told during these scenarios. They're terrified, and they ram whole bunches of new laws down their throats. And there's no objection from the people who are terrified. That's what they must do now. And of course, that's what the whole ecological movement is to: sustainability, so on, weather, global warming, all this nonsense. It's an excuse to bring all of this on into the controlled, scientifically controlled society. And remember, Russell said that this will come. He says that they were working towards it back in the 30s, 40s, and the 50s, and he says that this will come. And he said when it comes in, it will be a dictatorial and absolutely tyrannical system, but that's what I prefer, he said. It would have to be utterly tyrannical as a scientific dictatorship. So that's what we're going to see getting put. I mean, it's all through the schools. For the last 15 to 20 years, the children have been taught to be greenies, taught that government is good, taught that they must share their food with the whole world. And in reality, it's nothing to do with that. The United Nations Department of Agriculture was set up with the task when it was created to be the organization that will distribute food to every region across the world.
As Henry Kissinger said, stay there. And they're showing cartoons to young kids that say this. The UN decides what you get for dinner. I mean, it's really happening.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
We are on the march. The Empire is on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alan Watt is our guest. He seems to come on whenever big events are happening. I guess good luck or bad luck. But he is here with us. We've got a top meteorologist who's been accurately predicting the weather for a long time and finally getting the attention he deserves. We're dealing with this ice age situation coming up into the fourth hour today. I know we're on several radio stations in the great state of Maryland. Great people up there. We hope that no one has been injured, but they're reporting packages exploding, and they're not sure if there's injuries. This is a developing situation. Bomb squad at State Building near State House after mailroom employees injured. That's the Baltimore Sun saying there are injuries. Another WBAL-TV says they're not sure. My crew will continue to give us this as it comes in. Fire crews, hazmat sent to the Maryland Department of Transportation, where they were investigating reported explosions at the Maryland Department of Transportation headquarters. And with all the drills and things they do, it just creates this hype and fear. I mean, I saw big accidents the other night, looked like they were fatalities. Do we all freak out and get scared of that? We still drive our cars, 300,000+ dead a year just in the U.S., millions dead every year overall. But then a few deaths here and there from, quote, terrorists, and our whole way of life ends. And now they stick their hands down our pants with the TSA, breaking our will. We did search terms today, and I haven't done this in about 3 weeks until yesterday, and it did become the #1 search term, censorship, Jesse Ventura. We're doing prison cities today, but I said I might fire another key search term torpedo, because for those that don't know, it causes hundreds of blogs, newspapers to pick up on it and look at it. With the history of stage terror, and all the other mainstream news articles even saying stage terror in Maryland, D.C., Oregon, Washington State, Colorado,